Very much, Speaker, and I rise to speak in support of the motion moved by the member for Vaucluse in relation to the federal government's cuts to infrastructure across this state. I've been walking the halls of this building now for almost a year since my election, and there's been something missing the whole time. What is it? What is the word? And I think I've finally understood what it is. Feckless. This is a government that doesn't have a real agenda. This is a government that doesn't have a record of delivery, and this is a government that is struggling to know what to stand up for. I understand that a lot of the infrastructure projects were federally announced, and I understand that as a new government comes in, it will always try and identify new agendas, put its stamp on things, and I understand that they will try and wind back reforms of a former government. But surely we can get behind the things that are already funded. Surely we can get behind infrastructure that is so desperately needed for the future of this state. I've just looked up on the Transport for New South Wales website the Blaxland Road and Balaclava Road Eastwood page. It's still there. It's a $7 million road intersection upgrade, which had the added benefit of embellishing a local park, improving cycleways and footpaths, and making the heavily congested and busy Eastwood community just that little bit easier to get around. This was not going to break the bank, this project. This was something that was needed for the existing growth that was happening in this community. Fast forward a couple of years, this new government gets elected and they want to put a rocket up new development in my community. And that's okay. They think they have a mandate to inject new housing into the community. I welcome that. But you can't do that without new infrastructure. And so surely the logic follows that if you're going to build 8,000 new apartments in Macquarie Park, that you'll at least build the already funded intersection that's been promised for the Eastwood community just down the road. But that's not what this government is doing. They want to give communities added pressure and take away at the same time the very things that relieve that pressure. That, by any logic, whether you're of the left or right persuasion, is not a sustainable model. That is not the way you deliver good communities, that's not the way you deliver good sustainable environment, and that is not the way that you house people in a city that they're going to want to live. I am bitterly disappointed that the lack of advocacy that I've seen from a government who should be able to, sharing the same political persuasion as their federal counterparts, to lean in and give some influence to these savage cuts that are affecting local communities like mine in Ryde. This is the only road infrastructure project that was to be funded under that program. The only one in my electorate. And it is gone because this government can't stand up to their federal masters in Canberra. And I think that is a disgrace. Most disgracefully, however, was observing local Labor trying to spin this into some sort of saviour story around how they had secured the previously funded bus interchange, which the previous federal coalition government had previously funded. Seeing them try and spin a cut into a success because they had stopped something from being cut is everything that needs to be said about Labor's approach, not just to infrastructure, but to economics generally. They do not understand how local communities work. They do not understand how to plan for the long term. And frankly, they do not understand how to make the things that they walk out every day and speak to communities about a sustainable reality for those communities that they purport to represent and to support. This government needs to do better. This opposition is certainly going to keep calling this out, but we must get this funding delivered. The people of Eastwood deserve it, and so too do the people of New South Wales.